Hello, how's it going, people? Good evening. Nice to see you all. Hey, Cuckoo. Hey, Lukey. Hope everyone's all good. So I took a little bit of time to get here. I apologise. I was making a coffee, so I don't have to go disappear. It's 2 a.m. Wow, nice one, Cuckoo. Thanks for coming. 2 a.m. I bet. Yeah, my trade at stop loss, didn't it? Dang it. Never mind. Um, all right, so let's get into it. I mean, we're pretty much nearly hit 120k, nearly. It's pretty impressive right there. Look, we got the volatility. Not bad for a Sunday move. Been calling 120k since about Christmas, I think. So it's quite nice to see it come along. It's took a bit longer than I thought. Wasn't expecting the dip and then all the sideways action, but hey, we're here now. That's the main thing, right? Okay, so today I'm going to go through the charts a little bit. You may notice I'm using a different platform. I'm using Take Profit. Okay, Take Profit is absolutely pretty much amazing, to be fair, for what's going on. I want to show you something with their indicators before I do so. Haha, it is a personal stream, bro. So with Take Profit, look, I want to show you this, okay? When it comes to indicators, this is my own indicator, as always. Okay, so on TradingView, I had two, Crypto Hub and my Night Rangers indicator. Now on Take Profit, I've combined them both into one indicator. Okay, so both of my indicators are now one. Okay, I still need to get the volumetric candles on Take Profit. Okay, their current scripting capability doesn't allow me to change the candles yet. Okay, as soon as they allow that, I will be changing it. Okay, but I want to show you their alerts. Okay, if I go to let's have a look. Say I want to set an alert. Where do I do it? Over here. Okay, and do it this way. There's a few different ways. Okay, I'm still learning the platform, but it's pretty cool. So I can set it on my indicator. Okay, and I can choose basically what I want. So like the 7-day EMA crossing up above the let's go back on my indicator. I want it crossing above the baseline. Okay, or in fact, yeah, above the baseline. Okay, but then let's add another one. So I want on here, I now want the 25-day EMA crossing up above, okay, the baseline. Okay, now in this one, I actually want this greater than, okay, because the 7 days already closed above. So basically what this is doing now, okay, what that alert there, I've already got it set, so I'm not gonna do it. Basically, every time this happens here, where the 7-day and the 25-day take off, okay, like here, for example, I mean, it would have gone off sooner, but we'll go from here. Okay, let's have a look on the measure. So from there, okay, if you follow this, sorry, if you follow this up now, because we haven't got the sell signal yet, so just there, that's 136% spot movement, a spot movement on the weekly. Okay, and I can adjust that to work on the daily. Okay, so for example, it would have triggered about here. Okay, so it would have triggered about there, and I'd probably have got it. Probably would have triggered around here, to be honest. So that's a 25% movement, and then again here to where we are now, that's a 13% movement. Okay, so tell me, guys, if you want to make some money, okay, you should head over to Take Profit. My link's in my bio. Okay, and you should go get my indicator. My indicator's on their market. Let me show you. If I go to their community here, the indicator is paid, by the way, full disclosure. But then go to community indicators. There's a load of indicators by the community. Okay, There's mine, Knight's Edge. I've already got 8 stars on it so far. It's just $3 a month. It's not a great deal. Okay. Got someone here doing a multi-indicator. I might have a look at that one. Skyrex, yeah, shout out. Let's have a look. We've got TTM squeeze. I don't know how that is. A pivot ribbon. Okay, so that's similar to my clouds. I presume. I don't want to say that too soon. It might not be. Okay, I haven't looked at it, but there's tons of different indicators. Okay, that you can use. Okay, so you don't just have to use my indicator. If you have an indicator you use, you can port it over. They've got an Allow M that you can plug in to your Gemini, I think, or Claude. You can plug their LLM server in and tell it to transpile the code from PointScript to Indy. Indy is the language they use. Okay, so if you do that, then you can pretty much port your own indicator across, pretty much, as long as you've got the code. And obviously, if you need some help, just hit me up. But yeah, links all in the bio. Go have a look, take a look. You can. The other thing about Take Profit, right? is all this is free so far. Okay, everything that you see here isn't paid for. Okay, so I can add more charts, watch list. I can bring the code across, financials, note, screeners. Now the screeners and the financials, they don't currently work with crypto markets. Boo! Come on, they get that sorted. But they are going to get it sorted. Okay, it's on their to-do list. Okay, but currently we've got charts. If we want charts, look for crypto. Go to sources. They've got OKEX, KuCoin, Owlbank. They're a small back alley exchange, I think. We've got Binance. Got Kraken, Gate, Bybit, Coinsbit. Got so many exchanges for crypto. Okay, so if your exchange is not here, there's no excuse for it. If you go and ask them, I'm pretty sure they'll add it if there's a reason for it. I use Mexi, as we all know. So, right. Anyway, let's. We're here to look at the charts. We're not really here for me to go on about Take Profit. I do like Take Profit, and if anyone ever wants to know about it, come and ask me. I've got all the time in the world. I do like what they're doing. Okay, and I'd much rather support the smaller developers than a big firm that's already got the market share. And if you ever try and contact them, they're incredibly rude to you. So, that's me personally. Right. So far, let's have a look. I've been saying for a while we're going to see probably about 126, between 126 and 146. Let's have a look. The weekly hasn't closed yet, but we could kind of draw that. So on the weekly, the target now has gone up to 159, roughly. That's pretty insane if it goes that high. Okay. So look, there isn't really much analysis I can do at the minute on Bitcoin because I've already got my targets. I've already told you guys. One thing I do want you guys to be aware of though is this ascending wedge. Okay, these are generally quite bearish. Okay, they normally play out bearish, but at this point in the game, it isn't anything to be concerned about. Okay, because I still think we might see 120, 136 maybe. It's not that far out. If you really think about it, from where we are now to 136, it's only a 15% move. Okay, it's not that far now, guys. Okay, it's really not. So if this wedge was to play out, then obviously we're going to the downside, in which 44k, I reckon, roughly to be the floor. We've got a nice bit of support along here. I am as I've been saying since Christmas, once we get to about 120, I'm going to start looking for shorts. Okay, so does that mean that I am bearish? No. Okay, what it means is that I'm going to be smart and I'm going to start looking for positions. Okay, so that's kind of where I think we will be, that sort of region. So 47 to 38 roughly at the end of the bear. Okay, so when we crash, that's kind of where I expect to see us go. Now let's have a look. That's only a 68% drop. So for us to hit that, let's have a look. From 150, let's have a look. That's about right, 150, because historically, we have anywhere between a 70 to 80% drop on a bear season. Okay, so if we go and hit 150k, which I said back in Christmas that we've got a possibility of hitting 150k. Okay, will we? I don't know. We do have a possibility of it. Okay, and looking at that for the bear season. Okay, if you shorted from 150k down to 39, okay, that's your 73% drop. Okay, and that will happen fast. Okay, guys, that's not gonna take 10 years to drag out. Okay, because look at this scenario here. Okay, when it drops here to the bottom. Okay, there's your 77%. And that happened over 378 days, 1 year. 1 year, a complete bear, when everyone's like, oh no. Yeah. So it's not hard. It's not hard to imagine that, is it? Okay, it looks scary, but it's not hard. So what I will do, I'll actually go for the lower end on this. I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to get rid of that. So I'll keep that there, 38k as my target for the floor. Okay, simple. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm looking for shorts right now. Okay, because I'm not like that. It's not hard to figure out where my target is. At the minute, I'm still expecting to see. Okay, I'm still expecting to see about 128 at least, up to about 150. Okay, so if we do that, look, there's the 133. Okay, so from last year's low to the high in January, there's the 130. Okay, let's have a look. Go from here to even there. That's 130. If we go there, what is it on that one? There you go, 145. So that's my targets about that. You know, I said about 150 in December. So if we hit 145, I'll take it. I will take that. You know, I am going to. So from 150 to 145, I'm going to color this green. Oh, wrong one. Green. Let's take the border off. I don't really like the borders. They're too pinpoint. Okay, if I take the fib off now, there you go. That's my target that we can see roughly at the minute. Now, what we also want to be looking for is a possible, you know, how far's the retracement going to be? Okay, if this comes back down. Okay, we've got the 0786 here. So if it comes back down into this wedge and bounce off the 786, we are going to go high. That would be the confirmation. Okay, We've also got, like, I've marked up the support here. I can move it just a little bit higher. No point really. Let's mark up this golden pocket though, yeah? We get that done. The golden pocket is always important to mark up. And yes, for you Fib fanboys, yes, I know I am doing it completely, using the golden pocket completely different to how a lot of people say to use it, or how you should use it. That's fine, I don't care. I use it how I use it, and it's worked well for me so far. What was the 109 cuckoo? For the drop, yeah, about that support. 786, yeah, about 109 roughly, if it drops. And then we'd do it again on the. So look, 119. I mean, we already know where that's going to be. That's 127 there on the 4 hour. Okay, these levels keep showing up. Okay, I think I said a couple of weeks ago, 126. Now this is interesting. You see these FEGs. Okay, that's what these brownish coloured ones are. They're FEGs that have been created. Okay, we do have another FEG here. I want to name that FEG. Okay, and let me just for argument's sake, stretch that out. Okay, so if we now come down and take out this golden pocket, okay, it's up it, hit the golden pocket, and go. And then I can take the fib, so that support level's about right, roughly. That's fine. And then yeah, on here, this is annoying. I had a long, and at 118,780, it took my stop loss out. Let's have a look. I lost 83 cents. Close long. What was the price? 118,821. So I got 821. It literally took my stop loss out by like $50 and then pumped back up. This is why I don't like futures, guys. The more I do futures trading, right, the more I hate it, because the vast majority of my losses are done by stop losses. Not because I'm wrong on my analysis, but because of stop losses. But if I didn't have the stop losses, then I because I don't have a huge account, I could very easily become someone else's exit liquidity. So I have to have a stop loss to ensure that I don't become someone else's exit liquidity. But yeah, I still somehow managed to do that on the stop losses. It's annoying. I might just give up futures trading, just stick with spot trading. Yeah, all right, cuckoo. I mean, to be fair, my stop loss was sound. Okay, my stop loss was sound. Okay, it's below the recent lows. Okay, it come down, it took it, and then look what happened. It just whipped down. That's all. Okay, and this is what gets me every time. It's these frigging wicks. Even if I put my stop loss down here, it would wick down, take my stop loss. And that's order book players. Okay, because the way I trade is like, so I can show you. So if I was to go long here, right? If I put my stop loss 118,730, for example, right? No stop loss. Yeah, that's just silly, isn't it? Right. So now let's say I chuck $500 in. Okay, that's not too bad. My estimated profit and loss there, $1.30 with a $1 margin. Okay, so that's not too bad there. But then if I was to say I want to keep it really safe, move it down here, 118,248, 250, even number. I'm losing $3.30. I've still got a 99-cent margin. Okay, but I only want to lose $1, so then I'm going to have to divide that by 3 at least. So let's make that 175. Yeah, there we go. $1.10, but now I've got a 33-cent margin. So like, there's no point me trading that, because look, when I've got a 25-cent margin, yeah, it does 2,000%, but I've only made $5. And like, all right, $5 is still like, there's still 10% of my portfolio. But when I look at $5, I'm like, why'd I even get out of bed for that? It's a trading mentality I do need to get out of, okay? Because no one should shirk 10% of their portfolio, like, ever. They shouldn't, okay? But like, when you look at the finance side of it, it's just not worth it. Right, let's have a look. All right, we all know where our targets are with Bitcoin, right? So let's try and let's have a look through some other ones. Yeah, let's have a look at ADA. 75 cents right now. Cool. Buzzing on that. I missed that move completely, didn't I? Damn, why'd I do that? Numbskull. Why'd I miss that? Okay, because that also looks like, look, there's a triple bottom right here. That is as clear as day a triple bottom. Oh, no, I want that back up there. The platform is still a little bit janky when using. It's not a problem. You get used to it, and they obviously are working on making it better. Let's have a look. So yeah, that's actually, and we've got a confirmed flip just there. Perfect. Okay, so that should. I'm tempted. Do I FOMO in on Cardano? Haha, do I? Tempting. I missed it at 51. That's a shame. If I enter a position there, I put the stop loss at about 69.74 on the daily. I want it below here, or do I want it below there? Below there, 68.20. Yeah, go on. You know what? I will. So 68.20. Oh, I could put it just below there. 68.64. That's actually not too far. Do. Do I want to lose $40? No, I do not. 50. Wow, it's gonna be like, see what I mean? Like, even if I do $50, I'm risking $4. Okay, I'm risking $4, but I've only got a 25-cent margin. Like, that's what puts me off. This is why I have tight stop losses. 7207. Let's have a look. Do 7198. Even that, like, to increase my margin. That's just a joke. I swear they've changed something on that platform. Oh, I can do 300 times. Ooh. Increases the risk of liquidation. No, it doesn't. Not if you do it properly. 6841. $25. See, that's a $2.80 risk. You know, that's like, I don't even know what percentage of my port is. Why don't I try funded? Because I don't like playing with other people's money. Why do I want to make other people rich when I'm trying to get there myself? I was just trying to think. See, if I remove the stop loss and I was just to go like that, see, and now $300 at 6943. That's a $20 loss right there. Let's have a look. How confident am I? Not that confident. And to put it safe on Cardano, you want it 6743. On the 4 hour, it's not quite flipped it. On the 4 hour, to keep it safe, you're looking 7237. See, how the hell's that jump to? Oh no, it dropped, didn't it? Half. I'm half asleep. See, Cardano's a pain for this. You want really tight sniper entries. That's why, like, you know, it's only tiny candles, and this is why everyone's like, oh, you're never going to make money out of Cardano. It's because they're talking about stuff like that. Alright, so that's on the 15-minute there. Let's have a look on the 15-minute. Let's do some analysis rather than FOMO, yeah? See if it completes that Gartley as well. Okay, so we got this is actually a bullish Gartley. 7385. $7,286. Do you know what? Let's try that. $7,388. And then stop loss at 7,289. Yeah, go on. I'll do that one. There you go. So that's position open order. So with a bit of analysis there, let me just drag that out of the way so you can see. You know, I've set my buy entry. Okay. Let me find. No, not that one. Long short. Okay. Settings. Is it parameters? Yep. So I went 7388. Was it, or 85? 88. Okay, with my stop loss at 7289. Excuse my dog, he's a bit grumpy for some reason. Okay, and our target point, guys. Let's have a look. Target point is going to be at least 132. So that'll be, if you're going for your first profit, that's where you're going. And I think I just 7288 was it? 7289. Cool. And entrance 7388. Yep, cool. That's what I'm going to do, and that's a 58 RR trade right there. So that'll be alright. I'll take that. That's just to start with, you know. We shall see. Right, on the actual analysis side of things, though. See, ADA's quite hard to do analysis on because it doesn't really respect Fibonacci as well. Probably respects the let me see if it respects these levels better. And then, so what do they call this? I can't remember what levels these are. I'm just going to put them as cores. So if you look at that, it kind of respects it a little bit more actually, which is quite interesting. So see the 0.25, and then you got the 0.5, 0.75, just above. Okay, I can take that. So the next level here would be the 0.5. So even if you went long here, 0.75 on 80 cents for a target makes sense, I guess. So if it went up to 80 cents, okay, that was weird. Okay, that's an interesting bug, I guess. But then let's put this to select this, put that as default. Okay, yeah. So even there, your stop loss will be safe, just about. No, it wouldn't. It's tiny because it's there. Your stop loss down here. Yeah, we'll see. See how it goes. Sol, because Sol's underperformed. Let's go and have a look at Sol for you. Okay. I don't know how you can say it's underperformed. I think you just got to manage your expectations a little bit without sounding rude. I hate saying that because you always sound rude when you say that, don't you? So, but if you think about it, Sol's come from $8. $8 Sol started for this cycle. That was its low. And it went from $8 to $295. Yeah, you cannot say that Sol has underperformed. You can't. So sure, it's had a retrace now, which is fine. I don't know what you typed there, Kiki, but it's not come up on my end, mate. Cool. Let's have a look. So on the weekly, it seems to be doing all right for a minute. I'm missing one vital tool that I really wish I had. They are adding it to take profit. It's just I don't know when. And that's the speed fib fan, because that will tell me. That will tell me when basically the levels on a fib percentage for the trend lines. So if I was to take a guess, I mean I'm gonna have to hold on. I hate doing this. Let me have a look on Sol. Absolutely hate doing this. Yes, I'm having a look on TradingView. Just for the speed fib fan. On the daily, no, weekly chart. That'll do. Let's put it on automatic. Okay. I'm only doing it for the speed fib fan. That is the only reason. So it went from 782 to 295.52. Okay. So, the trend I drawn. Let's have a look. Okay, so it's actually around the 0.618. In between the 618 and the 75. So it's on the low threshold of Sol, which is actually oh wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm actually going to take something like that, I think. Let me have a look. Oh, you can do 300 times on Sol as well now. Nice. Give me that max leverage every time. Look, this warning, right? This warning for anyone watching right now, where it says choosing high leverage increases the risk of liquidation. Please ensure proper risk management. Okay, that last line is correct. Make sure you have proper risk management. Okay, but otherwise leverage doesn't actually matter. Right, now, if I was to put the stop loss at 130, okay, down here, I mean I could do it at 144. Even that would be okay. Let me just Let me have a look on the daily. Even 150. No, it's about the 130. So 130 is safe. This is another issue, by the way. Sometimes is the stop loss doesn't sync across very well. So like here, that should be down here somewhere, you know. But looking on the 4 hour, I think we'd go 144. Let me set that to It's me, it's 7RR trade, I think. It's quite nice actually. 144, $500. I'll lose $50 now. I only like I don't have a great deal of money, so there's no point doing large positions. Minimum order is $16, so if I put 20 in, it's a 5-cent margin. Like, this is what puts me off futures trading, right? Honestly, this really does, because I would make far more, right? I would make far more on a spot trade doing this than I would from futures, because futures I'm only going to make 7, right? A 7-hour trade means I need a $1 margin. Okay, for me to have a $1 margin, okay, right, for me to have a $1 margin to make $7, I need to risk $33. Okay, unless I go with a tight stop loss. But if I was buying that spot, I could make 80%, not 7RR. I could make 80%. So if I put 20 quid in, okay, I could make $16 back spot. So like this is what annoys me a little bit with futures. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it, Cuckoo? Because I don't really have a spot port right now. Let's have a look. This is on the 15-minute. Okay. So right now, I'm not intending for that to join up there. I'm going to wait on the sold trade. I'm going to wait. Okay. If I miss it, I miss it. But the entrance isn't there. I can't make money from that sold trade. Okay. I can't. Not really. Not anything that's going to be worth it. Like, a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, but you know, you can't shout about 7RR. But when it's like gone from $160 to $300 and you only make $7, if you're lucky, like it was trying to offer me a 6-cent margin to do it with proper risk management, right? Look at that. It's offering me 0.5 now, right? So if that's a 7R, right, let's do the math. 0.05 times 7. I'd make 35 cents. Yeah, so that's what you got to think about when you're trading. Okay. So, and even if, right, let me show you. Even if I put this down to like 10 times, okay, and then I want to go, right, $20 stop loss 144. Okay, that is the first time I've seen lower leverage work out better in your favor, like ever. But you're still risking $1.88 there. That should not be happening, because that wouldn't. All right, hold on. What's going on? Am I being stupid? No. Okay, so I'd actually make more money on that trade with lower leverage than I would with higher leverage, which is weird. But the fees would be a lot higher. I can promise you the fees would be a lot higher. Get 50% off. That's weird. Mexi's changed a lot, because this shouldn't be an issue. See, I'm 157.41. do that. That'll do. So now if it comes down to 157.41 below the low, it's only an 11-cent trade. I'll get stopped out. There's always that to be aware of. Is this actually the 15-minute chart? No. Okay, it was giving me the wrong chart. Okay. So it's only not too far off there. Entry was crap. This is me trying to find 162.53. Yep, okay, cool. So there's a couple issues with the syncing between platforms. Okay, but they're not anything major. You can still find your trades. Was it 162.53, not 43? Okay. There. That'll do. Okay. And that's fine, because what we've got here, let me show you. Okay. We got a channel on the 15-minute coming across. Okay. It's a bit out of sync when you're trying to place at the minute. That's fine. That's all above. Currently, it's failed to take the high point. So if I'd drawn this first, guys, without being an idiot, haha, you just saw me be an idiot on live stream. I'd have probably waited for a better entry at 161, roughly. Okay, but that's fine. It's not a problem. I mean, 161 lines up as well with this chunk here on the 15-minute for support. That's fine. But yeah, overall, I would say that Sol is definitely bullish at the minute. I mean, it's a good trade. Okay, it is a good trade. I checked out on TradingView for the speed fib fan. It's the only thing I'm really missing on take profit personally. I can live with the bugs and the issues across the chart sometimes. You know, because all that will get fixed in no time. But I really need that speed fib fan. So Alex, if you're watching, put it on. He did say he's going to fast track it. Right, let's have a look. Right, any more requests now that you see me being an idiot? Any more requests to do some proper, non-stupid trades on? Let's have a look. How's Suey? Cuckoo's like, nah, I'm alright. You've been an idiot. But now I'm good, thanks, mate. Suey had a clean break there. Look at that. Where is it? The arrow. You know, wow, mind you. Okay, so we've got that should target there. That was your break point there, just here. So that was nice and clean, you know. You didn't catch the bottom, but you got the top on that. And could you have got that if you were playing? Because like if this respects channels well, might be worth me starting to play Suey. I see a lot of people talk about Suey a lot. Yeah, look at that. That was clean. That was clean, guys. On the 4-hour chart there, top to bottom. Yeah, and from bottom to top. Now from top to bottom to top, breakthrough. That was clean. How does Sui reflect on the Fibonacci? Okay, so based off that respects it quite well, those levels, and it's broke up on the golden pocket now. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, rejected on at the bottom perfectly, broke through. Now it's bounced on the 786, which is the confluence, so it's going to 1382, which is it's going to $4 currently. Okay, so you want to watch this on Sui here, currently. You want to watch this trend. Okay, if it flips that, it's going to 1382, $4. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And if we do on the 15-minute, mm, 5 days before it hits this trend line again, if it goes sideways. Six days, maybe. But it might not. It might just come down 330. Nice. Okay, I like the look of Sui. I might actually do some digging around on this. Do. Okay, now that's interesting. What you want to watch here? Okay, if we do it on the weekly, remove all these other fibs. Okay, so right, if we ignore all that for a minute and just pull this fib. Okay, so for a start, we've got a clear double top here, and we add another double top here. Okay, okay, but now if we go from the low to the high, okay, if you look, we're bouncing off the 618 right now. Okay, so that's right. If it bounced off 786, it's coming to 382. It bounced off the 382. So we need to see what it does here. It's quite interesting. I'll leave that one. And there might actually be... Yeah, can't mistake that. That's pretty clear there, isn't it? It's a pretty clear line. This is your pivot point right here. Can't get it perfect because it's on the weekly. It wants to show on the just there. So if we get rid of this bigger one on the 4 hour, in fact, I'll leave it actually. 17th. So between the 17th and the 19th of this month is going to be whether That's going to tell us whether we're going into alt season or not, I reckon. Okay. With Sui as the descriptor. That's interesting. 17th or 19th? Well, it's funny. I was like down here at one point. I was like, "Yeah, go long. It's gonna explode," and it went up to $4. And when I was saying explode, I was expecting it to like shoot, but I think we all got caught. It's been a bit of a strange market. Interesting. Still not come down and retested. I mean, it's not far off, but cool. Anyway, guys, right, I'm gonna stop there. Okay. Chat's dried up a bit. You know what I'm like. If people aren't talking, I don't like to stream just purely because I feel like I'm talking to myself. Then you saw me be a bit of a silly bugger on the soul trade, but we'll see. And yeah, we will soon find out what's what. Bitcoin, I am expecting higher, 126 at least at this point. Yeah. So let's go. Happy days. We got this. I don't feel alone. It's not very often you'll catch me calling myself an idiot on stream, is it? Really? So snip it, cut it out, and share it everywhere. Yes, we got you. No, it's all good. All right. Anyway, peace out, everyone. Lots of fun and games, and hopefully I'll see you next week. I know my streaming's been a bit hit and miss. It's kind of been every 2 weeks rather than every week at the minute. It's because I'm trying to do a lot. I've got ADHD. I've bit off more than I can chew. I'm trying to do my course. I'm trying to help manage over at Crypto Hub. By the way, if you're not in Crypto Hub, come join it. It's great. It's only going to get better the more people we have in there. You know, I'm trying to set up all sorts of stuff. Yeah, streaming on Discord is something I thought of, but it doesn't have the potential of outreach. Okay, so I don't get paid as an analyst. Okay, I'm not an analyst. So I like to sort of stream on Twitch and YouTube and all that, just purely because I get to expand to a greater audience. You know, hopefully try and bring people in. So yeah, what's sad, mate? I'm lost now. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. Take a look at Take Profit. Don't shirk it off, guys. It's still very early in development. Sorry. Yes, there's a few bugs and hiccups and stuff. It will get fixed. Don't think it won't. But let's not let these bigger companies talk to everyone the way they think they can talk to people because they've got the market share. I'm not going to name names. We all know who I'm on about. Go support the local devs, the indie devs, the smaller guys that want to build a good platform. The pricing's far better for what you get as well. If you choose to support them financially, if not, just using the platform helps them. Okay, don't shirk them, guys. Even if you switch between the two. All right. Anyway, peace out, guys. Lots of love. Bye bye.